So, little update on the wagon. I cleaned it out and got the doors open, but I did run into a snag with the doors. The back two were child locked, and that was kind of a pain in the butt. But I'm glad that happened because now I have some helpful, possibly helpful information to throw at the internet, and I'm sure this has been done probably a million times, but this is what I experienced, and I'll show you what I did. So, this handle kind of works, but kind of doesn't. That's about as max as it goes, and I didn't want to break that. And it is the exact same on the other door. Now, mind you, this car, as a lot of people know, wagons are few and far in between, or the Honda Shuttles. And for the meantime, this is a good project, and it's a good start for a project. I would rather have a really pristine body and clapped interior opposed to perfect interior and clapped body, especially for a car like this, where yes, the interior is kind of expensive, but it's easier to get than fenders and body panels. Back to the back doors. So if anybody runs into this type of issue on a Honda between the years 89, I would say all the way up to 2000, and your outside door handles don't work, and your interior ones kind of sort of do, like these ones are missing screws on the inside. As you can see, they're missing some of the hardware, so this one was not aligned properly, and thank God I was able to yank it like this and then open the door. So really grateful for that aspect of it. So to get this child lock unlatched, for this door here, I actually loosened it off the hinges. As you can tell, or you probably can't, but I did have to separate it a little bit. So that helped. And then I put a pry bar, just a small one, nothing major. This is the pry bar here. And then that is the flathead that I used. So I put the pry bar in and kind of peeled it away a little bit. And then what I did was I stuck the flathead in there, and then I just flicked it up. It was able to jimmy the doors open, and I actually had to do that on both sides to that one as well too, in order to get it open. Now that I got all four doors open, I can pull the door panels off and lube up the insides, because this lock was broke, and pulling that one up on that door, I actually broke it. It snapped like straight off. As you can see, a lot of these are old and sun-dried. But now that the doors are all open, here's a little bit of a preview of the inside. Dash is obviously trashed, but usable. Trashed but usable, you know, not too bad. I can flock it or something of the sort. Glove box is completely gone. I mean, there was like this little wire kind of holding it up there. Little jangle. I haven't investigated anything other than getting the doors open and kind of cleaning it out a little bit. I did find some interesting stuff, like these drywall wall mounts. I might use those for when I run the wire across from my toolbox, so those might come in handy. I noticed that the floor is actually pretty solid. It's a pretty solid floor. I mean, there's kind of trash all over the place. Boots dry rotted and, you know, completely destroyed. The shift linkage is clapped. But yeah, so I'm pretty excited for it. There's a lot of weird random holes I'm finding, like that hole right there. And then the genius that owned the car that the guy got it from, blah, blah, blah. He ended up chopping a hole in the back of the floor. One there, and then for this side, right there to access the panel. Now I will have to flatten that out, shock the metal, and then weld it, which I'm not too happy about, but hey, it is what it is, you know? And then all of the liters of sand that are been sitting in this car, so that's cool. Still super filthy, but I'm gonna yank out all the interior, and then I'm gonna clean it. I'm happy it does have a lot of the interior, even the headliner. The headliner is clapped, but I mean, I can pull it and strip it and put some fabric on it, which is pretty cool. The pillars seem like they're in pretty good shape. Some of the door seals and handles seem like they're in pretty good shape, so I'm not gonna complain too much. I think overall, I think this is like the worst of the door panels, which to me isn't too bad. Like I said, I would rather have clapped interior, and I already called Safe Light and talked to them, and I can get a replacement windshield for about $150, which I will be getting one, but not anytime soon. I'm probably going to have them if you didn't know, if you have a bad windshield and you're painting your car or wrapping your car, Safelite will come and remove your windshield. I had Safelite do that on my old Subaru when I was repainting it. It was like $100, I think it was, for them to come out and they just pull the windshield and they dispose of it, which isn't too bad. And then if you obviously don't have like the tools and stuff for that, you'll be spending roughly about $50 or so on like the torch, piano wire, or a spade or whatever you want to call it, spatula, spackler, whatever, to remove the windshield. And to me, $100 for them to come out and just yank it and get rid of it, it's kind of a deal for me, which isn't too bad. Now, as far as a little refreshment, a little thirsty over here. Woo! I'm happy about this. Not too bad. The Wagon, I'm pretty stoked about it. I've wanted to do one of these for a long time. And we're going to be doing the engine removal. Removal, can't even English today. Me and my buddy Evan's going to be stopping by, and we're going to be yanking out the engine because he wants to learn Hondas. He recently got one. And, I mean, I don't know everything, and I'm not like a perfect teacher, but, I mean, I've known a lot, and I've learned a lot of cool stuff from a lot of cool friends of mine, like my buddy Jake and Jeff and all the dudes that I used to hang out with in the Honda game a long time ago, and I've picked up a lot of knowledge from them, plus the other stuff that I know, so I can pass that along to other people. So I'm pretty happy about that. But back to the Wagon. Engine and transmission are going to be coming out today, so that way we can get some weight out of it so it's easier to move, because it's kind of a pig right now being so slammed and dragging its frame. It's literally dragging the flaps in the frame, which make it impossible to push. The RV hitch is coming off the front because I've whacked my shins on that twice now. And let me tell you, that's no bueno and it hurts. So when Evan gets here, we'll take the hood off. We'll go ahead and pull the engine and transmission. And then in the meantime, I'll be working on the interior and getting it ready to get cleaned. I did get some pretty cool industrial floor cleaner. Let me tell you, this stuff right here works wonders. It took about every fluid that off this floor from the skyline, like aircraft stripper does paint off metal. And it didn't even hurt this like plastic linoleum stuff that the homeowner left. You know, this like old whatever. So I mean, it's good for the meantime until I finish updating the garage and the shop. Little side distraction note, the murals are going to go all the way around there. I'm going to put hex lights in both sides of the bay, because that light and that light, I mean, it's not too bad, but honestly, it just kind of doesn't cut it really. It's a lot brighter on camera than it is in person. If it was as bright on camera as it is in person, I'd be a little happier, but it's just not cutting it. Plus, I want to add some value to the home by kind of renovating the garage a little bit and stuff like that. So, yeah, so that's my first official update with the Wagon. I hope the information does help somebody. But again, there's probably a million videos of all different DIYers on YouTube doing the same thing with hacksaw blades and God knows what, but I didn't want to wreck the door panels, and that was like the alternative that I came up with. So without further ado, I'm going to cut it here and start hopping into the interior. And as far as intros go on YouTube, I'm not a big intro guy. I kind of like just jumping right into it. Not shaming any YouTubers that make intros to any other videos. I think they're awesome, but to be honest, I didn't want to have to pay for one, nor have I actually sat down, taken the time to learn any kind of programs. I kind of just like videos that are like, hey, this is the project, this is the issue, and this is how to fix it. Maybe later in the next few videos, or when I get some time, maybe later tonight, I'll sit down and poke around on the interwebs and learn a video. But then again, I want this channel to be successful when I start doing different things with the Skyline, and you know, I want this build series to take off. So I'm obviously open to critiques and criticisms and all kinds of stuff. You know, people say never read the comments, but I think that's what kind of builds successful channels is the viewers, right? Obviously, content is for you viewers, and just giving you something to watch. and stuff like that. So that's where I'll leave that at that. But I'm gonna cut it here. I'll catch you guys in the next one, and I'm going to start working on the interior and let you know how it goes. Little update on the Wagon build series. I'll probably be doing little minor updates on Instagram and full-length videos on YouTube. Excuse me. I managed to get all the doors working and opening. Child locks were on for the majority of them, and that was a big pain in the butt. This door handle still doesn't want to work, but you know, hey, I got the door panels off, and all 4 doors do open. My buddy Evan's coming over, and we're going to be yanking the swap out of this, and then removing literally everything in the engine bay. And I'm going to start wire tucking, shaving it, cleaning it, the whole 9 yards. But yeah, I'm happy I got all 4 doors working. Child lock was on that one, and the other passenger rear. That was a big pain in the butt, let me tell you. It was a holistic nightmare. But we are plugging along, and we are making some progress. I'm really excited to get the swap out of the car. And then that way it'll be easier to roll in and out. Yeah, it's coming a long way so far. I mean, not really too long way. I mean, I cleaned it out and, you know, pulled the hood and stuff off. But yeah, we're making progress. I'm excited. I'm happy. So stay tuned for more updates on the Wagon build. It's going to be a good one. What'd you get?
Listen to this. $75 deal.
Boy, got some Mac tools.
This is a snap-on light.
I see that. Well, we are officially about to start removing the engine from the old Wagonator. It's going to be a fun time. My boy went to Harbor Freight and got the goods and the deals. So, that's pretty cool. Fix my mat. So, when we get the swap out, we will go ahead and throw another update on the old Wagon. So, stay tuned. Well, we finally had the success at pulling the engine out. Didn't do too bad. Took us maybe a couple hours with the boys. Say what's up, boys. You know what I'm saying? So, basically now what we're going to do with this car is we still have a bunch of stuff to pull out. Everything in this engine bay is obviously going to come out. Mounts and whatnot. It's actually still pretty good. And then I'm going to keep the lower subframe in there, obviously, for the suspension. I'll take the crossbars out, and the rest, axles and stuff will come out. And then go ahead and finish pulling out the rest of that. Wiring, the box, linkages, and everything else, making this a bare naked bay. And then I'll pressure wash and scrub everything once the entire front end is disassembled. Get the RV mount off, which they welded to the hooks right here, which is awful. And then once that's done, I'm going to start scrubbing it, cleaning it, degreasing it, and then welding, shaving it. And after that's done, we'll worry about the wire tuck. For now, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to put the rear suspension back together and get her on 4 wheels. And yeah, it's going to be a good time. We still got the rest of the front end to disassemble and take apart, so it's a bare naked front end. Hood's probably not going to go back on it, but for right now, that is what we are working with. Still got that to put in later. Garage is now a mess, and I puked fluid of some kind all over. And there she is, fully sitting on the ground. So, and then the rest of the Honda parts and Skyline parts and everything else. So, and then we got some of the interior and stuff here. And then yeah, so that is the update for right now. Not very lengthy of a video, but it is a solid update to the build. So stay tuned. Well, it is a official closing day of day 1 of the wagon build. As you can tell, I am completely filthy. I had a few of the boys over, and we made some progress on the wagon. And I'll show you. Oh my gosh, look at this monster. So I got the RV mount off, and let me tell you, that was a giant disaster of cutting all kinds of welds. As you can see, he had that thing on there good, and I mean really good, but only on one side though, which is crazy. This was actually the hardest side to get off right here, which sucked. I still have some grinding and some fixing to do. Unfortunately, I did kind of damage the core support, but not the end of the world. The other side, we literally twisted it and it broke right off. So yeah, that was like the worst spot was this side, and my garage is a war zone. But it's to be expected, you know. So tomorrow, what we're going to do is I'm going to start working on the rest of the interior. And we deleted a bunch of stuff, got rid of a bunch of stuff. Oh, I didn't realize they pulled that off. I guess that came off the car. Oh boy. Yeah, so I got all this stuff to remove still, the dash and everything that is going to be coming off the wagon. And then a lot of cleaning. Once everything's pretty much out of the car, I'm more than likely going to get a vacuum it up real good, and then pressure wash the inside and the outside of the car. As you can see, all the factory wiring in it still. I'm going to be removing all the fuel lines because I'm going, obviously, fuel cell and AN. And then, yeah, she will be good to go. Filthy. But it's coming along. It's not too bad. Can't complain. We removed so much stuff off this car. I'm kind of lost for words right now. And I'm tired, I'm cooked. But yeah, this is just a quick update on everything. I pretty much got everything I wanted to get out. And then I'm going to be going through and fixing a lot of this kind of stuff. It's not bad rust, but I mean, it's kind of surfacey. And then seam sealer down there, I'm going to be going through and fixing and stuff like that. I got pretty much the wire loom all disconnected, all the wire loom stuff. And then stuff like this, I'm going to be fixing and spraying down stuff in there. I'm going to try to get the best that I can. No guarantees, but I'm going to super clean, wire wheel everything. And yeah, I'm going to be like removing like these brackets here. These are going to be gone. This is obviously going to stay, given that the all-wheel drive trans is cable. This bracket's going to be gone. This bracket. Need pretty much a full-on shave and tuck with this this chassis. So that's kind of the goal for it. But yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. It didn't. Oh, I just lost my light. Didn't turn out bad, honestly, in my opinion. We didn't break a single nut and bolt, nothing stripped. Kind of Hondas are notorious for that when doing them. A lot of this stuff was put together halfway, not correct, so it made it a little easier on our part. But for the most part, we got progress. We got no engines, Ted. Oh. But yeah, so tomorrow again, it's going to be dash. We're going to focus on the inside of the car, getting all that stuff done. Once that's done, I'm going to go ahead and be removing pretty much everything in the rest of the engine bay. So it's empty engine bay, empty interior for the most part. And then at some point, my goal, besides touching up the skyline, is scrubbing this down with the degreaser, getting in there with a good brush, and really kind of going hard with the cleaning and the scrubbing. I'll probably pressure wash it like maybe 4 times max. That's kind of like the idea. And then once that's done, I'll have a good idea of what I'm going to be doing as far as like metal repair, and welding and stuff like that. And then what I'll probably do is I'll probably mock up the swap and see if I need to change the passenger side trans mount bracket, because I was kind of informed that I had to. But again, D-Series all-wheel drive trans, I shouldn't need to. It doesn't look like I do when you're looking at the swap itself. But again, that's just a rumor. That's just what I was told. I really doubt I'm gonna need to or have to at all. Let's see if I can make this out. Oh, that's actually in pretty solid shape, actually. It's in really good shape. I don't like these polyurethane inserts. These things are not really good in my opinion. And then, like I said, I'll have to do some repairs on these threads, and then I'll have to fix that. But that's not a huge deal once my welder's up and running. But yeah, so probably will mock that up at some point. Not 100% sure. But this is the last time this engine bay is going to look this bad. I wish I could do the whole snap thing and then pow, it's to where I want it to be. But I kind of like the slow, not YouTube magic, you know. I think it builds a little bit nostalgia. But the YouTube magic, though, is cool. I like that. I like when I see that in videos. Dudes are like, hey, check this out. Pow! And it's like all done. I'm like, dang, it's magic. But enough about the car and my goofy shenanigans. I'm filthy. I'm gross. I was laying in metal coolant even. And other things that are not good. So I'm going to grab me some puppy chow. And I'm going to go watch some Walking Dead after I take a nice, good shower and spend some time with the wife. And then yeah, bright and early it's gonna be Skyline then Wagon. So tomorrow night I'll have another updated video on everything, so I will see you guys then. See ya.